and welcome to my channel, AB Naked Artwork, where we do what we do to make that artwork for you. If you're new to this channel, new to this series, this is log update 19, and it is a series that I am doing to track my progress for the Sketchbook Slam Challenge and Inktober. And I try to do it in 20-page segments because, as we saw last time, if I do it in larger segments, it can take anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour. Because 600 pages, that's too much. With each of these videos, in the description, I put a link to the previous and next video whenever the next video is available. And if I happen to have any other resources that I use during these videos, I try to link those in the description as well. For instance, if there's music playing in the background and it's another video, I will usually link that video in the description in case you were wondering for some of the videos in which I do have music during my story times. And there will be a story time at the end of this video with the speed draw. And yeah. Also, if you're new to this channel, why not become a subscriber, join the AB Creative crew, and stick around for sketchy and spooky content for the rest of this October. With all that nonsense being said, let's get into the tour. So yesterday you saw that this page was covered. It was because I had actually gone a couple pages in to the sketchbook, and I wanted to keep those for today in yesterday's log day. And I was just playing around with drawing random characters. This was for the official prompt list of Inktober, but also with Plant Plague's prompts. You can find Plant Plague on Instagram. Plant Plague is an artist. I believe they identify as non-binary, but I cannot confirm that. And they have a lot of awesome work. You should definitely look them up if you haven't. And they have these prompts for forest, gore, and cryptids. And Plant Plague's prompts were rain boots, amputation, and demon. So I had a demon standing in the rain for cloud. That was a lot of background. Let's get in to the rest of this. We have this dude. This was fun, getting into making new face shapes and just trying some things out. This has been a weird way of testing out body shapes for different poses, like simplifying the body and just playing around with that. And I did a couple of made up outfits. This is me trying to draw a ferret from my imagination, and me also playing around and practicing my brush pen strokes, just getting in that practice to see long fluid strokes. Because sometimes I just do that. Here's a page full of more poses. And then I started doing these pages where I had these mannequins that I actually had to go back today to finish the clothing on a couple of them. Because I had made all these pages with mannequins and then I forgot about it. And so we have these lovely outfits from my Pinterest collection of clothing inspiration, which I'll have that link to my Pinterest account pinned as the top comment. Because I keep a lot of references in that. I made a lot of diverse body type for the mannequins, and the clothing would be dependent on the body type. So I went with more formal wear with this character. This character was a bit more feminine and formal-esque. Like, you can kind of tell that there's a certain personality with this character due to her outfit choices, or the choices I made for her outfits, which some of them were inspired by some of the clothing inspirations that show what kind of skirts go well with what type of body. And I thought that was a huge help looking at some of those references. And then this character is more like a girly tomboy mix that sometimes she feels more masculine, so she'll wear things like, goodness, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. I can't remember. It's that one brand. I'm spacing out. I'm bad with names. You probably hear that a lot. Have you heard? I'm terrible with names. Sometimes she likes to dress more feminine, like skirts and all that. And then sometimes she likes good in-betweens that are very simplistic and still kind of feminine. We've got this dude. Don't know what I'd name him. Maybe you guys can throw some suggestions for names for this guy in the comment section down below. Any and all comments are appreciated. I love all of them. I need to go through and love all the comments. I leave likes for everyone. Here's me actually studying ferrets from photo reference. And this was for the Lana J prompt of ferret in Obretia. I don't know if that's how it's said. I just said it that way because that's just how I felt like saying it. And they kind of look like these little bow ties. Like they're 4 petals. They look like bow ties. I really like that. Then I drew a page with dolls. And that was that. This is loosely based off of a doll that I had in the past that I named like Rosaline or something. I got it because like, if you heard the last story, Big Mac tried to convince one of the other youth in the home, which was the foster mom's adopted daughter, that the doll was haunted and was suggesting that they just break it or get rid of it. And I was like, no, I'm taking this doll. I'll keep it safe. Like, it'll be fine with me. Then I drew some boxes. More ferrets. And I need to post this up on my Instagram because this is my Ferret and Obretia official prompt for Lana J piece. Yeah. Random shadow demons and doing some horns. Getting it all horny on this page. Drew some hands. Because sometimes I just do that. I just draw hands. And here's the last page for day 19. We have a speed draw for this. And this is my story of Face in the Dark. I hope you enjoy. Alright, so this story has to deal with the same environment, the same big room in the foster home that I mentioned in the last video with the story time of Demons in the Dark. And in this big room, at the time, I was the only youth in the room. So my bed was closest to the walk-in closet, and I was up late. I have a thing where I can't sleep very well if I'm the only one in a house, if I'm by myself, because, I don't know, I'm a very social creature, and if I'm left in isolation, I tend to have a bit of insomnia. And so my bed is right across from the doorway to the bathroom in our room. And I had the light on for the vanity. I had the light on in the bathroom. And it's the middle of the night, and I can't sleep. I'm tossing, I'm turning. And I look into the mirror in the bathroom, and I see in the window that's above my bed a pale face staring in. And something to note about this room is that it's on the 2nd floor. And the only way to get to the window that's on my area is that it's higher up and it's tiny. Is if you were over, I think you'd have to be 5 or 6 feet tall, like over 6 feet tall to look into this window. And you'd had to have gotten a ladder and propped it against the roof of the house over the garage to get to this window. And I didn't hear anyone climbing on the window. So it's like, had I heard anyone, regardless, there's a face looking in my window. And it's like, we made eye contact for a second. And I was so freaked out, I just shut my eyes. And I refused to open them again for fear that I would see it, and I couldn't turn around because I was afraid that if I turned around, I'd see it. And I was terrified. And eventually, I fitfully went to sleep. And the next day, My mom calls in the evening, and my mom calls me in this sleepy daze. And I think she was having one of those moments where she was kind of like sleep talking, and she does these things where she calls me when she's in a half sleepy state. And she tells me, "No, you have to stay where you are. If you go to your room, the woman's there. The woman's there and she wants to hurt you." I'm freaked out. Like, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies because the night before I hadn't told my mom that I saw a woman staring at me in the window. So I refused to go back to my room, and I stayed in Care Bear's room. Care Bear was another foster youth in the home at the time. She was the oldest and had her own room. And so that was just a heebie-jeebie moment when a ghost was staring in my window. Hope that this spooked you and that it was entertaining for you guys to hear of my experience where I had a ghost peeper looking in my window, and my mom called me in a sleepy daze, sleep talky time, freaking me out even further. If you like these stories, like this video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with that one coworker you have a crush on, because you know they like creepy stuff. And if you want to, just stick around for more of these log day updates. And as always, make sure to do what you do to make that artwork for you. Keep it spooky, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.